Test, test, test.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back, Unmatched Podcast. We've been gone for a minute. We got a really exciting, emotional life journey that we're gonna talk to you guys about today with a really special guest. And I will explain all that when we come back. But first, we gotta play our intro. Okay, and we're back. We're gonna wait, make sure that everything is sounding good, make sure everybody can hear us. If you can hear us and you're watching the chat right now, go ahead and um, comment, you know, tell us what's going on. I'm your host, Andre. I'm here with the lovely co-host,
Hi, y'all. This is Nirvana.
and we are here with our special guest today. This man needs no introduction, all right? He goes by the name of Mr. Antwan. Peace.
Yeah.
In the chat.
We here. My boy Dre.
Can I do that?
Can I do that?
Can I do that?
Can I do that?
Me and my man Antwan, we go way back, man. We go back to like sixth grade, fifth grade, playing basketball, rapping, pretty much everything you could think of, man. We done did it all together, man. So this is exciting to be able to have him on the podcast and, be able to chop it up a little bit and just get into a lot of his testimony, man. He has an amazing testimony. We're probably not going to be able to share all of it today, but we'll be able to get into some bits and pieces. And this might have to be a series. We might have to go for like a 2 episodes, 3 episodes. We'll just see how everything goes. So if this is your first time, welcome to Unmatched Podcast. I'm the host. This is the lovely co-host. And for right now, Twan is our special guest, man. How you feeling?
Man, I feel good. I feel blessed. And thank you for having me on the show.
Anytime,
It's
man.
good, man. It's good. It's good to be here. Like I said, I've been through a lot of hardships. I've been through the mud. Honestly, I think about all the times where I was just in there and just lost, and then just to be here, and it's truly a blessing. Definitely.
Definitely. How you feeling? You ready for today, man? We've been going for a minute. We haven't really done this in a long time. We've had, life just be lifing sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing, and it's just been one of those months where we haven't been able to podcast as much as we want, but we are happy to be back.
Yeah, definitely. I got to get back in the swings of things. I'm all quiet over here, but it's not going to be for long. So we got questions, and only one man, Antwan, got the answers.
Make sure if it's if you guys are watching this, you can hear everything. Make sure you just comment. You're free to comment anytime you want. If you have questions, type them in the chat. We'll go to the chat periodically. So if you guys have anything that you want to know, any questions that come to mind, feel free, chime in. Do those things, okay? Share the stream, all right? Share it, share it on your page, like it, comment, and subscribe so you can hit that notification bell. So every time that we're live, you get the notifications, and then you don't miss any episodes, okay?
Definitely.
But we're going to get straight into it, man. So on this episode, we're talking about prison time behind bars, all right? Time behind bars, and that's not easy. Everybody doesn't make it out of there. And, I'm sure there's a lot of crazy things that happen behind bars.
Definitely.
But before we make it there, let's talk about what happened
leading up to all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
like leading up to going to jail. So how did
I'm pretty sure you wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna go to jail for this. Let me just keep doing that.
Like how did it feel? Walk us through how it felt from the arrest period to going to jail before you even make it to the big house, before you make it to prison. Tell us how it felt first night that you're locked up in a cell. How did you feel emotionally? How did the conversation go with your parents? I'm sure you had to tell your mom. I'm sure she didn't expect you to be there. Because it's not like you were just this bad person. I grew up with you this whole time. So when I even found out, it was shocking to me. Mm-hmm. So walk us through how you felt emotionally when you first got arrested. Did you think you were going to get off? Did you think, walk us through that process. How did that go?
So first, I went. Okay, so first my case was state. Okay. So they let me out on what they call pretrial, right?
Yeah.
So you're out walking while you fight your case. All you had to do was do good. You get what I'm saying? Stay out of trouble. Go to your court cases, right?
Yeah.
So I had a court date. I went to my court date, right? Like I was supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
They set another date. I walk out of court. The feds come. They're like, hey, they talked to my lawyer. They said, are you Mr. Peace's lawyer? She was like, yes, I am. And they go, we're going to go ahead and take him into federal custody.
Oh, dang.
And so I was like, what? And at the time, my BM, Nicole, she was with me, and we kind of just looked like, damn. And then she was like, my lawyer was like, can I talk to him real quick? And then I said, so what's going on? Because, obviously, this was, my first case, so, I didn't really know what the hell was going on. She was like, she literally said these words to me. She was like, I said, what's going on? She said, you're fucked. Literally, that's what she told me, verbatim. That's what she told me. And I'm like, wait, are you serious? She was like, yeah. She was like, good luck.
And she didn't, know anything about it? Being
a
lawyer
in retrospect, I think she might have, but, she it was 50-50, so she didn't really know. But I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't.
Was she a lawyer that was appointed to you through the state,
it was
or were
actually,
you paying
this
for
one
it?
at this time? It was a public defender, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and then that happened. So they took me right to. So when the feds came and got me, they took me to MDC, right? For those of you who don't know, MDC is or at least Albuquerque's local county jail, right?
Metropolitan Detention Center.
The Metropolitan Detention Center, right? So they took me there. The very next day, they came and got me. And that's abnormal, right? And I'm like, well, where am I going, right? I even dressed out and everything. So I'm like, damn, they're finna let me go, right? Nah. Mm-hmm. The detective came, had me, takes me to the federal building. So those of you that don't know, downtown, there's 3 different buildings right there, right? The really big one, right, is the federal building, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when you go in there, everything's different. First of all, you come underground, right? You go underground, and they bring you up. So that's different. Then when you walk in the courtroom, it's so much different from a normal courtroom. Like you could tell, like um, they got the flags, and it literally looks like an episode of Law and Order, literally like that type of courtroom. So you
Dun, dun.
immediately know it's different, and then when you really, really know it's different is when you get that arraignment paper, right? And it doesn't say the state of New Mexico against you. It says the United
United
States
States of
versus
America.
Antwan Peace.
Dang.
And that's when you know it's real. Like, damn, the United
That's
States.
scary.
The world,
Not just the
against him?
city, but the world,
The
Craig.
world,
Like
the whole
you
continent
get,
right
yeah,
now.
you get what I'm saying. So like, just
Dang.
off that rip, it hits different, right?
Yeah.
And so at that day, I had my mom there, I had Nicole there, and I had my sister there. When it was my time to go up, they said, "Okay, Mr. Peace, you're charged for this, this, and this. We just want you to understand that this crime carries a mandatory minimum of 7 years up to life, which is 30."
Dang.
So automatically, right? Like my heart drops, right? It's like
Yeah.
7 to 30. You get what I'm saying? So like, and you're
So
like
even
30,
if the
like,
best case scenario, you going for 7.
yeah.
Best case.
Yeah, best case scenario. Right. You're going for 7.
Yeah.
So like that was a hard check, right?
Yeah.
So then after that, they bring you to the back, and then they take you to so New Mexico, we don't have a federal prison, but we do have federal holdings for people who fight their cases,
Yeah.
right? So when you go to I went to a place called Cibola County Correctional Facility, right? So you go in there, and automatically you can tell it's different from MDC, which is our county, just off the strength. Like you go into the pod, right, where the COs are, there's a big ass bubble, right? Like you can't get to them, right?
Yeah.
In MDC, like there's like a little kiosk that where you, like if you wanted to,
Yeah.
you could get
You
to
could
them.
get to them.
Yeah.
But in there, they're like in a bubble, protected, right? So automatically that caught my mind. Like, damn, like okay, this is a little different.
No
right?
access.
Yeah. Like it's just a little different. Like you just see like everything about it, the aura, everything about it is different, you know. And yeah, that's where you go to fight like your case and do your time, you know. And that's where I did part of my time there while I was fighting my case.
How long were you there? Like fighting?
I
the
was
case
there
and all that
for between a year and a half to 2 years in between because I got locked up when COVID, right before COVID. So when COVID hit, everything was shut down. Cases weren't being done. There wasn't no
Yeah.
court. There wasn't nothing because everything was shut down because of COVID.
stuff. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We were locked down all the time because it was COVID, you know. And so it was messed up. I ain't gonna lie. And then like you're stressed because you really want a resolution, right? You want a resolution because you want to say,
Yeah.
hey, you want to put in your mind what I'm gonna do, so that way I can be like, okay, boom, I'm gonna do this. I have my mindset. Let's go do it.
Yeah, it's
know?
like you're looking forward to something as opposed to just sitting there like my case ain't being done. There's nothing being done to get me out of this place or to get less time on my plate. So yeah, it can. I feel like it can make me go crazy because it's like nothing to look forward to.
Right. And so the only thing you do know is that you're getting credit for the days you're in there. But it's just called day for day, meaning you get so when you get to prison, you get what you call good time, right?
Mhm.
It's extra time allowed that you're able to come out. That you don't have to do on your sentence. But when you're in there, you don't get good time. You're just getting day for day. So although you're doing the time that you will eventually do once you get sentenced, you're still not accumulating that good time that you're supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if it's like, say, if you're hypothetically, if you're in there a year, it's day for day. It's 365 days. Where compared to if you go in there and you get some good time, they might knock off 3 months.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
because you're not.
So your
doing
first
anything.
day your first night in there, you got to go to sleep. Do you sleep? How long does it take you to actually get some
that
rest
first
before you?
Okay, so wait, which first night are we talking about?
So the first night you're in there and you're fighting your case.
Okay,
and
so
you realize like, okay, now I'm in. It's gonna be a hard route to go. Dude, how long does it take you to get some sleep before you can even feel comfortable sleeping in this new environment?
To be honest, it takes a little bit because your mind is constantly racing, right? You're thinking about what happened, right? You're thinking about how you got here.
Yeah.
You're thinking about your family. you're thinking about your girl. I'm being honest with you. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm just being real with you guys. Like you're thinking about your girl, who's she talking to? Who you think about your daughter, your mom's. Everything that you were doing and had going on, and your responsibilities and everything that you had going. You're thinking about. So it is hard to sleep. You do eventually get to a point where you can, but it is a lot that you have to get through. Honestly, like. And then usually that first night, when you usually have a celly, so you're usually getting used to your celly and who
Yeah. Who
yeah,
this person is? You
yeah,
don't know this
yeah,
person.
yeah, like
You
Were
know,
you
yeah,
like as far as
he's asking you like, so what you in here for? And you gonna tell him, and then he usually gonna tell you, and y'all gonna share the story, and then you're gonna see if y'all vibe and click or not. You get what I'm saying? And there's that little weird situation. There's times where it's bad, and sometimes it's really good. Just depends on the person you end up with, because usually, it's usually okay though, because in the feds they usually put you with your race, right? So
Mhm.
okay.
if for those that didn't know, which you should know, prison is super segregated, right? You have what we call cars, right? You have a black car, you have a white car, you have a Native American car, there's a New Mexico car, there's what they call a paisa car, which are people that from Mexico, right?
Okay.
Um, um, what else? Um, oh, there's a West Texas car. You get what I'm saying? Depending on the region, there's different cars. Like sometimes, you know, if you're on the east, that there's different ones, but those are like the main ones, like your race. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they're gonna put you with your race, usually
Oh,
because
okay.
that's gonna limit the problems that you
Yeah.
have.
So
Yeah.
they already understand the prison politics when it comes to
Yeah,
race
yeah,
and stuff
because
like
they
that when
want
you go
you.
in.
They want the less problem possible, unless you're
Yeah.
just on their shit list and they're going,
Yeah.
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 So, did you ever break down and just like cry? Anything? Did you try to keep it together? Did you have were you fearful? Like,
Yeah, well, look, I tell people this all the time. Like, you don't know. Like, okay, if you're a person, okay, take out the person who's been there before, right?
mhm,
So we're talking about someone who's never been there before.
Mhm.
You really don't know if you're gonna make it through it. And I'm just being honest. Like, you're gonna have those hard people. Oh man, I do this shit. I know I was gonna make it. I know I was gonna make it.
Yeah.
But if they're truly being honest with themselves, like, you don't know. Like, I didn't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like you know what you see on TV. You know what you
Yeah.
see in movies. You know what you hear. You know what people illustrate for you, but you don't really know what to expect and what's gonna happen and
Definitely.
how to conduct yourself and how to get through it. You don't.
Yeah.
So like I tell people all the time, like, I'm ashamed of going to prison, but I'm proud that I made it through,
Yeah.
because you don't know if you're gonna make it through. I went in there, I ain't gonna lie, to the people, I whooped some ass. I got my ass whooped, but
Yeah.
I went out there every time. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like that's just how the game goes.
Yeah.
I won some, I lost some,
Yeah.
but I made it through, and I could walk out of there with my head held high. You get what I'm saying? Saying that I
Definitely.
conducted myself the right way. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and that's that. And but yeah, you truly don't know. Most of the time, if that's your first time, you don't know how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
What
a
is
lot. All right.
what is the chat saying? What we got in the chat?
We got it's me, PE. He said H Antwan, this taco, much love, bro.
Hey,
Crystal,
my boy
Tierras,
Taco. Hey,
I
free my
see
boy
ya.
Taco. Free my boy Taco. Free my boy Reese. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crystal Tierras. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I see ya.
Okay, so fast forwarding into once you finally get sentenced. So you get sentenced. Well, how long did they say you had to do?
So, in the feds, so they do it by months, right?
Okay.
So it was 7 years, but when they tell you, right, they're gonna say, Mr. Peace, we sentence you to a term of 84 months in prison,
Dang.
right?
So
So
you
depending
sitting
on
there
what
trying to do basic math.
no,
like
no,
12 go
yeah.
into 84.
Yeah.
Dang.
So they say if you get 12, they're gonna say, well, we sentenced you to 144 months, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how they
Dang.
do it. They do it in months, right? So it sounds like
Longer.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
It
that
sounds
definitely
longer.
sounds longer.
every month
I
I
be
got
thinking
that.
about that with like my daughter. Like before, people used to be like, "Oh, she's 32 months." I'm like trying to count to see what that is. So now that I have one, I'm like, "Oh no, she's 2," and then they'd be
Yeah,
like, "32 months." I'm like, "No, no, no, 2."
yeah. Or
Yeah.
you're like on that that movie where they're like where he was ashamed that he was breastfeeding at 4, so he tried to make it seem less. So he was like,
Yeah.
she was like, how old is he? Oh yeah, he's only 48 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
He like that's 4.
Like, no, just tell me in years,
That's
okay?
4.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
you get the large sentence, and then after you get that sentence, how is it going back knowing that you got to do it's like 84 months? How do you accept that? Like, did you want to lash out when you was in the courtroom? Did you break down? Like, how'd you feel about that?
No, actually, I was happy because that was the lowest I could get.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so for mandatory minimum means that's the lowest you can possibly get. No matter what the judge says or whatever they want to do, that's the lowest I could have gotten is
Yeah.
7 years, right?
Okay.
So that's a win, right? Because
Hmm.
so what people think like you gotta, it's a different type of mind frame. Like obviously that's the lowest. So like let's just say you have like a person, right? He's facing like 70 years, right? Let's say this individual is 25, right? He's facing 70 years. He ends up getting 15 to 20. Now, to the outsider, they're gonna be like, damn, that's 15 to 20. But in his mind, it's a win because he's like, damn, I could have
That's
got
the
70.
lowest. Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I get 15. Okay, I probably
25,
do
I'm
good
out
time.
40.
If they give me 15, I get some good time, probably 12 to 13. Okay, I'm 25, 35, 36, I'm 37. Okay, I get out when I'm 37. I still got some life ahead of me.
Yeah.
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 Like those are really the the thoughts that you
Yeah.
have with
Yeah.
yourself.
You got to
You
just
get
look
what
at
I'm
the
saying?
cup half
Yeah.
full.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta be like a glass half full type person. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Because there's people in there, and shout out to you guys. Like I have some. There was people who I worked out with, or I hooped with, or I played football with, that are never gonna see the light of day again. And my heart really goes out to them because they can't do what I'm doing right now and tell my story. And you know, so I shout them out. I pray for them because they'll never get to have this type of luxury, or to see their daughter, or to
Yeah.
see their girl, or all the little things that we take for granted all the time. There's those
Definitely.
people on there that'll never be able to see that again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know?
When you got your sentence, was any of your family members there? Was it like something you see on TV, like where there's a jury or something, or did you not have a jury and they just sentenced you? Was like your mom or anyone there? When
Yeah.
that happened?
So I had 2 charges, right? Um, so my 2 charges were brandishing a firearm and commission of a robbery or act of violence. And my other charge was what they call interrupting state commerce, which is a place that's federally funded, right?
Mm.
Um, the the actual number
Mm.
is called a 924C,
Mhm.
right? So that's what makes it mandatory minimum. So
Gotcha.
I went to my lawyer and I said, look, we just gonna do this. I'm gonna plead to that if they drop the other one, because see, my case, the charges, they ran consecutive. What that means is you have to do one after another. So say we have these 2 charges, right?
Mhm.
Let's just say I get charged with both of them. I do 7. I got 7 on one, and
Mhm.
let's just say the judge gives me 5 on the other.
Uh-huh.
So consecutive means I have to do that 7 and then do the
the
5
5.
on the other one,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is terrible, right? So now we're looking
Yeah.
at 12. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So what they did was they dropped one if I plead guilty to the
To the-
924C, which is the mandatory minimum of 7.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, we got to do that one. You get what I'm saying?
So you took
Plea
the
bargain,
plea.
right?
Yeah, I took a plea deal. A plea deal is when you agree to guilt. So I pretty much tell them, yeah, I did it.
You didn't want to take the chance of fighting it and winning and just getting
Yeah,
off?
so that's another thing. So for those of you who don't know, the feds have a 98 point something percentile of winning, right?
Mhm.
So
Unless
So
you
your
probably
chances
got
of winning
someone.
Yeah,
that
there's a real chance of you losing, whether you did it or not, right? So
Yeah.
you have to think, like, and you have to have like those real conversations with yourself and say, hey,
What are
uh,
my chances?
yeah, what are my chances of winning? Because let me tell you, if you take it to trial, they do not like that. It costs millions of dollars to go to trial,
Yeah.
especially if they know you did it and you still
Yeah.
trying to take us to trial. Oh, okay, yeah, you trying to play? Okay, so what was it, 7-30? Okay, yeah, 30.
Let's tack on more.
Yeah,
Dang.
Yeah. That's crazy.
and that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's a real thing. Like I had um so COVID was there. While I was in there, I was really thinking about fighting my case. So I was in the law library a lot. I actually drew up my own motion to try to get out for COVID because that was a real thing. One of the things for COVID that they were doing was asthma. I am asthmatic, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of the big things for COVID when it first came out. So I was trying to get a motion to try to get out because of that, right?
Yeah.
The DA said, and this is how serious that it is. The DA said, so I had already, I verbally agreed to my plea, but I didn't sign it yet.
Yeah.
So the DA, which is the district attorney, the person who prosecutes you, right? He says, or he tells my lawyer, well, if he goes through with this motion, I'm throwing this plea deal out.
Oh wow.
Pretty much saying like, no, you're
Yeah,
not getting
like,
out,
no,
my
you're
guy.
not doing
Like,
that.
go ahead, put it in. Like, how much you really want to get out now?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and like that really happened.
Yeah.
And so I was like, really? And then
That's
I just
crazy.
really knew like, okay, I'm not finna play with him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just not.
I'll just do that.
I'm just gonna
and
take
call
my
it a
7
day.
and be on my way.
Yeah.
Now that, well, how do you feel about the justice system now after living through it?
It's not. There's really nothing to really say about it, man. They gonna get you. There's so many different ways they can get you, and like for those of you out there, you YNs, right? Just put it in perspective. Like they can watch you. Like I've seen so many people's discovery, which is the evidence that's against them, right? It's called discovery. They can watch you from so many different angles that it's unbelievable. You would never know.
Yeah.
They literally have birds. Like people don't believe that, but it's really true. They have surveillance birds
Yeah.
that can watch you, and you would never know it.
Yeah.
That person, when you walk out, that's working on that telephone line, can be the feds watching you.
Yeah.
They can. It's so many different ways that I've seen people get got.
I be thinking that now, like, cause I'm one of those that like really pays attention to my surroundings, so I know
Yeah.
what car parks here, what car
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
who's
really.
this, who lives there, how many people live here, like on my block. So like it really like sometimes it be throwing me off when like someone new or something like that comes in, and it's just like, well, you know, that car's not parked there a lot. So I really be watching and stuff like that. But they really do be saying they be having technology like that, even with like one of the DEAs, I forgot where he was, but he said that they watched this trap house and they had a software on that trap house through all the cameras, and they could monitor surveillance but also figure out patterns
Yeah,
of how many people go here, how many people go to this house, how many people go to that. And it's literally patterns that they
Yep.
can see.
and that's what they do. They follow your pattern and your mannerisms and see how you do things and who you converse with, and like it's so serious that like, and they'll do anything to get you. Like they really want you. Like they gonna find the weak link
Yeah.
and try to get him to turn against you like
Yeah.
that quick, and be like, yeah, if you don't tell us what we know about Andre Singletary, good luck getting out. We're gonna give you 30 years.
That's crazy.
And then they're gonna, and then obviously that person's like, no, please, no. All right, I know everything. Look, his mom stays here, his grandmother stays here. He does this, this, and this. He does this and this. Look, you can find him here at this time, and yeah, that's usually how it happens.
Dang.
That's crazy.
So, you're in there. Tell us some crazy stories about what goes on the inside. Like, how was eating, right? How was the food?
So, the feds have what they call national menu. It's the same everywhere you go.
So no matter if you're in Florida
Yeah.
to New York to New
Florida,
Mexico.
exactly. Monday is what they call Mystery Monday. It could be a little bit anything. Like sometimes it's chili cheese fries. Sometimes it's some weird ass pasta they made. Sometimes, so it's Mystery Monday. Tuesday is chicken patty day. Wednesday is burger day. Thursday is chicken day, which is like a big day for everybody because everybody love chicken. I ain't gonna lie, people be selling the chicken every day.
Trading
So
it.
like the currency in prison is, I know it sounds weird. The currency is stamps, right? So, and we're talking about mailing stamps, right?
Like,
So
send a
yeah,
letter?
yeah. Well, that's the currency, right? So 20 stamps is what they call a book, right? Now, depending on where you at, the value is different. There's some places where a book is $7. There's some places where a book is $10. There's some places where a book is $5.
Yeah.
But that's the currency, right? So most of the times where I was at, it was $7, right? So you're walking around, you got your pocket full of stamps, right? You got the stores, right, that sell things, right? So you want a honey bun, 3 stamps. Okay, here you go, 3 stamps, boom. So you accumulate the stamps, right? And then you can then sell them, right? So, if you have, let's just say you have 10 books, right? That's $70.
You balling in there.
Yeah, yeah.
10
So
bucks.
well, no, there's people in there that got like buku, like, so there's tickets in there too. Like people actually run like sports tickets, right? And those people have like thousands of books because they have to pay out people who win their ticket. So there's actually like sports books in there, and like I participated for sure. Like that's how I made it through my time, playing tickets, watching sports, winning
Yeah.
books. You know what I mean? So that's the currency in there, and then going back to the menu. So like the chicken day is Thursday. They people sell like their chicken for like a whole book, so that's $7. Like, yeah, you want my chicken? Yeah, book. Here you go. Boom.
Is the chicken good?
Yeah, yeah, that's probably the best thing during the
Yeah.
like, you get what I'm saying? Outside of like the holiday menus, like probably like the best thing. And then Friday is fish.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday are brunch.
So it's like chicken and waffle type.
Nah,
Not chicken and waffle.
eggs,
but,
potatoes,
okay.
sometimes pancakes, sometimes French toast, biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the food.
Did you ever
And
get?
then commissary, obviously. Commissary is okay. Like, that's what you really got to look forward to, I guess, is commissary. Like, that's a big thing. Like, we love to have commissary, like, because you can buy cereal, you can buy. So we buy meats, like, usually, like, those of us that, like, have a little bit of money, like, they cook, So, like, we make burritos, tacos, nacho bowls, you know. Oh, shout out my boy Taco though. He always used to make burritos like every week. Like he's going up there, he's making the burritos nice. Like we're gonna buy the chicken, right? And then he's gonna go up there and hook them up. You feel me?
Yeah.
He's gonna buy the tomatoes and the onions, and now he up there cooking and hooking them up. I ain't gonna lie, they gas too. I ain't even gonna lie, they gas. Yeah, quesadillas. We're gonna get the iron. We're going to press them with the
Yeah.
iron, make quesadillas, And there's good eating. You get what I'm saying? We're going to make sushi bowls with the fish because they have like mackerel and clams and shit like that in the pouches. So we make stuff like that. We do what we can to make what we can. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, to make
I ain't going to lie,
everything
though.
good.
There was this cool little Mexican dude that made these fire pizzas. They were expensive. They were $3. That's $21, right? But I ain't gonna lie, them things was good though. I'm not gonna lie, them
So
things
you
was
felt
good.
it was worth it to get.
Yeah,
spend your
yeah, yeah,
$3.
yeah. I ain't gonna lie, cause sometimes you just want something good, and you like, you know what? Here, man, take it. I'm then you got people making cakes, cakes, pies, cakes, cookies, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Did you learn how to cook anything that's like
Oh yeah.
that you
yeah.
still eat today?
No, I won't touch none of that.
He said no.
I'm just being honest. Like I won't touch none of that. I don't. Since I've been out, I haven't had one ramen noodle.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Man,
don't.
you just
Anything
leave
I
it
had
all
in there,
alone.
and then the uniform is khaki, right? I'll never wear khaki again in my life. And the
Yeah.
sad part is, I actually like khaki suits. Like,
Yeah.
I'll rock khaki suits, but I'll
Yeah.
never rock khaki again. Like, I told everybody who's close to me, do not give me khaki. I promise you, I will not wear it.
No khaki.
That's how I felt. Not comparing, because that's a little, out there. But I feel like that when I worked at UNM, I only had to wear like navy blue scrubs, and like when I got a job where I could wear any scrubs I wanted, I didn't wear like I think I barely bought my navy blue scrubs like this year, and I have been working at that job for like 8 years before I finally wanted to
Yeah, see?
wear it.
So
Yeah, that's crazy. So What is the chat saying? Let's give the chat a chance.
EHT, AJ, Big Bro Twan, I see you, Famo. Dior's in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, yeah.
She just posted W podcast.
Okay.
And so far, that's it.
Okay. So, let's get into. Did you have any incidents with any other cars while you was in there?
Absolutely,
Were
absolutely.
they like self-caused incidents? Did they just you just had to ride with your car? The black people in there. Did you just have to? It was just a situation where you had to. How did you?
Well, I'll say this. So I started out in a medium, right?
Uh-huh.
So there's USP, there's mediums, there's lows, right? I started out in a medium. My points, when you have what they call points, when your points go down, right? You then get brought down to a lower level, right?
And lower level means like a
A
lower.
low, yeah. So after I started a medium, then after that, my points went to a low, right? So
Yeah.
I went to a low. Now most people thinking, oh yeah, it's a low, right? But in reality, the low is really worse. Like I know a lot of people won't think so, but so in the medium, there's order, there's law, there's rules that you will follow,
Is
or
that
else.
is that like amongst like how
Yeah,
the
yeah.
CEOs or
Like a low
CEOs do that,
security.
or
No,
is
no,
it
no.
more
We're
the
talking. We're
inmate?
talking again inmates. Like
Oh, okay.
there's law in the way you conduct yourself, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna do it, or else they're gonna get you out of there. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? Like you're gonna like these are rules that have been there before me and a lot of people, and you're gonna follow them,
Yeah.
and you're gonna conduct yourself the right way. Because if you put the car at risk or you put somebody else at risk, you're gonna get handled. You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So there's ways to conduct yourself, and you're gonna follow them. So in turn, there's structure, right?
Yeah.
When you go to a low, it's like the wild wild west. Cause like people say, okay, he was at a low. He didn't, I got people who's he didn't do no, bruh. There's literally no structure. People do what they want. They feel like for instance, when you bump into somebody, you say excuse me.
Mhm.
Like that's one thing you really do. Like
Yeah.
if you don't, it's like you got a problem with me. Now
Yeah.
now dude wants to go see about it in the cell. You know?
Yeah.
Or if he can't fight, now he want to get you in another way, which is detrimental, right? So I had an issue with somebody. I was stabbed once right here in my stomach, right? I got the scar. Obviously, I'm not gonna show it, but um, it gets real in
That
there.
was when you were in low.
Yeah, no, that was when I was in medium. I got stabbed.
Gotcha.
So like it gets real. Like you get what I'm saying? Like
How was your emotions during that? You get stabbed. Do you realize right away that you're stabbed? Is your adrenaline going? You don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
notice
Well, no,
it?
you definitely. Well, the way I'm not gonna go into how it happened because that would entail
Yeah, no,
exposing a
Yeah,
story, but I'm not gonna do
yeah.
that. But yeah, like the way it transpired, I knew, and it happened so fast. It definitely hurt. Like it hurts more than you think. I'm
Yeah.
just being honest.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's scary because you don't. That was my first time ever happening, and you don't know how it's
I
gonna
would
turn
feel
out.
it don't make sense, but I feel like all right, like look, y'all gotta see, I got stabbed. Let me go home now. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
time to go home. This stuff is over.
You fooling
They
the
done
toy
stabbed me
lady.
in here. Yeah, let me go. I'm done. I don't
Yeah,
want to play no more.
if only it would go like that.
Yeah.
If only it would go like that. Yeah,
People be in there stabbing themselves after that. I gotta go home.
yeah.
Nah, that's scary because I'm sure at the moment you don't know if even the COs or whatever is gonna make it to you in time to save you to where you still have function.
Yeah, yeah. And usually there's a quick, what you call it time. But yeah, they made it to me, and then, that happens, and then you get put in a hole for X amount of time.
What is that like? Tell us about that.
So the hole is one of the worst experiences you'll ever go through. I'll tell you this. For those of you who don't know, the hole is what they call solitary confinement. Now, for those of you who've watched Training Day, there's this part in Training Day where he says, "Shoe program, nigga, 23-hour lockdown."
Yeah.
So when he says shoe, right? Shoe stands for Special Housing Unit. Okay? That's
Okay.
what shoe means. So when you go to the Special Housing Unit, right? That's solitary confinement. You're in there for 23 hours a day and you with 1 hour rec, right? Now, just to put a picture in you guys' minds who is watching, right? Imagine being locked in your bathroom, and instead of a tub being there, a bed is there. And you're just in there for 23 hours a day for months.
Months?
Yeah.
What was the longest you were in there?
The longest stint I ever did in there was 3 months. But I was in there a couple times because, I got into some fights and such. So I probably did a year of my time in the hole collectively.
You didn't learn from the first experience in the hole? Like, nah, I can't go back there.
Well, see, this is the thing, though. In prison, like, you can't not do things sometimes. Sometimes trouble comes to your door and you have no choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if a person wants to get at you, like, you have to get at them because then,
You'll be labeled.
you'll be labeled as a
where you
mark,
can get
and then
a
now
ticket.
everybody's trying to get at you.
Yeah.
Now it's okay.
So you
So-
can't just like keep to yourself.
Yeah.
And
Like, for
Just
instance, I'll
kinda
tell you
just do your
a perfect
time.
example. I'm in the barbershop cutting hair. I was a barber in there too. There's this dude. He said I owed him a haircut, right? Now, I keep it in my book that who I owe haircuts to. So I said, no, bro, your last haircut was last week. Showed him in the book. Marked it down. Has date and everything. So he feels some type of way about it, right? So tell me why this guy comes and swings on me in the barbershop, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, man. So obviously that happened. I pieced him up, right? I was labeled the aggressor because by the time
you
the law
won.
came in,
Oh, you was.
yeah,
the
I was
winner.
punching on him. So I was labeled the aggressor in the situation.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you, like, that was a time that was uncontrollable.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? He swung on me. Now I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah,
Right.
because you can't just get hit
Yeah,
in the face
yeah,
and-
exactly. So now I'm in the hole. Another 3 months.
Do you still get phone calls and stuff like that in the hole?
So the particular place I was at, you literally get one phone call a month.
Dang.
One 15-minute phone call a month. Like, literally, like, you should have seen the things I was writing to my mother. Like, I had some of the darkest thoughts in my head. Like, because, and then the COs, like, let me tell you, there are some piece of shit COs out there. Like, those of you who've been there or work CO, like, there's some really bad, like,
Call them
like,
out. No, I'm just.
like, they'll come in there. Like, for instance, you want to go to rec, right? You rec is your highlight of the day. That's your 1 hour you get
Yeah.
out. So he's supposed to come in, right, and announce himself. Rec call, rec call. He don't want to do his job. So he's going to come in, right, not announce himself, then going to walk by your door without you even knowing, and then you're going to be like, hey, I want to go to rec. Oh, you missed it. Try again tomorrow.
Bro.
Now you just
No
angry.
more.
You in there mad. Like, you know the thoughts that come to your head?
Oh
like do
my
you feel me? Like, all that man has to
Jesus.
do is write your name on a piece of paper and say he's going to rec. He doesn't even want to do that. He just going to try again.
Crazy.
We'll try it again tomorrow. Or,
just that nonchalant?
hold on. Yeah, that not try again tomorrow, man. Or another thing that they do is, so, like, if you want to go, your bed has to be made. It can't be, so, like, you're on the list, right? So come time to go to rec, they're gonna be like, "You going to rec?" Yeah. He gonna look behind you. Oh, your bed's not made. Try again tomorrow. Why is that pencil on the table? Try again tomorrow. Like, it's really real that way.
And then you just in there just another. So that day you was just in there 24 hours.
Yeah, and those
No
days you're
hour.
in there 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that's why I be trying to tell, like, that, like, I remember I wrote my mom, "Mom, they playing with me, Mom. Like, do they understand? I can find where they live." Like, like that type of
They're
stuff going
also
through your head.
just
Like
plotting.
really, like, you're literally, like, angry because you can't, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they're doing things
Yeah,
like that to you. You're
no.
like, bro, I don't deserve this shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that, like you really want to, like, you're really taking it personal because, like, you're like, so now because you're touching my nerve, I'm going to touch your nerve, right? So they feed us through a slot in the door, right? So now I'm going to put my arm out the door. It's called Jack in the Slot. They cannot, by law, move your hand or close the thing.
They got you.
Yeah,
They
I
didn't.
I think I've seen that on a
so
movie.
you gonna jack your slot, right? You gonna put your hand through there, and you're gonna be like, nah. Come on, put your hand through there. Nah.
Try again tomorrow.
Yeah, try again tomorrow. You feel me? So now you're just doing stuff like to irritate them now because they playing with you. You know?
Oh my god. Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
So what happens when they like, Mr. Peace, move your arm?
No.
No.
Nah, I'm good. Call the marshal. I mean, call the warden. I want to talk to the warden. The warden's not here. We'll get him on the phone. I'm not moving until the warden's here. But how are we gonna get the warden here? Figure it out. Yeah, I'm on
Do
that.
they have to stay there? until
Yeah,
you
yeah.
put
Like
your-
they have to make sure it's secure. So like now
Oh,
they're upset because they can't go home because it's on their shift because they have to. So like I would tell them sometimes like, yeah, play with me. Like I'm gonna really make it hard for you. Like right.
Yeah.
They take you to the shower, right? You're handcuffed. You go to the shower.
Oh.
I'm staying in the shower forever. Come on, Peace. We gotta get these showers done. I'm almost done. You almost done? Nah. Then afterwards, I'll start singing. You get what I'm saying? You know. And then I'm gonna start singing like some crazy shit, like some Frank Ocean. I'm gonna be in there. A tornado flew around my room, and then they're like, "Bro, come on." Nah. Like you feel me? Like it
Try
really
again
gets
tomorrow.
it really gets to that point.
So they just
That's
got you in there
crazy.
acting out of character.
Yeah, yeah. You really find out about yourself and what you're capable of when you're in there, and the thoughts that really will come across your mind when you're in there.
Definitely.
And I wish that on nobody, on everything. Like not even my worst enemy. You go through that,
Oh,
it's
man.
tough. And like I've had people say, "Oh, he didn't do real time. He didn't." Being there with me with them in them 3 months at a time.
That's crazy.
Do that. You get what I'm saying? Then like I even tell people like, I cut hair, right?
Yeah.
My left hand, like it shakes because like I've been in fights and I've gotten hit with a lock in a sock. So they put a lock in a sock and they
No,
right?
that's not
Yeah,
funny, but
right?
I mean,
like
your
for real.
reenactment of
Yeah,
it
like-
was wild.
Like yeah, so for those of you
Oh man.
that say, "Oh, he didn't do real time," or "He didn't do that," please go let somebody hit your ass with a lock in a sock, and let me tell you how you feel. Or let someone hit you with a soap in a sock, or let someone come poke you in your stomach.
Oh man. That's not
That's
good.
crazy.
Because I have people that like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, I refuse to let anybody tell me. Like, it's always somebody who never did the time that's going to be like, "Oh, you didn't even do time like that."
Yeah.
You go do 5.5 years.
Matter of
Did I
fact,
do 10,
let's
20,
get a
30?
sock and a bar
No,
soap right now.
I did not do 10, 20, or 30. But I did enough to know that's not where the fuck I need to be. I'll tell you that much.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, that brought me to tears. You said the locking us like you gotta have some real built up aggression to just come through. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't remember that time I told you get out the shower? You was taking hey, you just bop somebody with
Yeah.
it. Like, how do you even how do you respond to that? Like, God, like, hold on.
Yeah, it rings your bell. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let you know. You gonna see the stars, especially if they hit you in the right area. But then you know what I will say, it's gonna make you mad though, right? It's gonna make you mad.
Definitely.
Now,
Yeah, it's
if
gonna make you
someone
mad.
does do that to you, do you have to retaliate in
Absolutely.
order not to be?
You gonna do that anyway, whether you
It's
have to or
natural.
not. They hit you in your head with a lock in the sock. You ready to kill that man? I ain't gonna lie to you. Once that, bah, you
Yeah.
ready to get at him for sure. You don't even care how big he is. Whether you gonna win, lose, or draw. You get hit with a
just
lock in the sock.
automatically
You finna definitely do something for sure.
That's crazy.
No questions asked.
Yeah. Is it okay? So, granted, you just got hit with a lock and a sock. I'm just a normal civilian. So, is it okay to tell?
No.
Like, is it okay
No.
to be like, nah, he took it too far, y'all.
No.
He hit me with a lock with a sock. You just, so if they ask you, like, Twan, what happened? Or Mr. Peace, what happened to you? Like, you got a big knot on your head. You fell?
Yeah.
That don't make
Okay,
sense.
so look,
Yeah.
I had a situation, right?
Yeah.
So I had so my mother was married, right?
Mhm.
I have a brother named Scipio, right?
Yeah.
And a sister named Claire.
Yeah.
They have a brother, right? From their dad. That's their actual brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew him, and he was in there with me.
Mhm.
So he was like my brother too. You get what I'm saying?
The half brother.
Yeah.
too.
So I was kind of getting into it with these Pisces about, because, see, one thing about the feds is it's about numbers, right? Whoever has the most numbers is gonna run the yard, right?
Mhm.
And so where I was at, us blacks was hella outnumbered, right? Like we're talking 40 blacks to like 800 to 900 Pisces, right? You get what I'm saying? Like it's just astronomical the way the numbers is, right?
Yeah.
So when the numbers are that wide, right, and really, it's really illegal for the disparity to be that high.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's really not supposed to be that high. They're supposed to have some more. Like if there's that many, there needs to be at least 200 to 300 blacks.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So really, what they were doing was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So because they knew they had the numbers like that, right? There's some, right, that would try to flex their muscle. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because see, they don't fight one on one, right? They gonna jump you. Like you're not finna fight one on one with anyone. You fight one, you fight all of them.
Yeah.
Right? So they would try to tell you how to, we smoke in there and stuff like, right? So they, everyone has stuff going on. So they would say, okay, no doing this because we don't want them to come in on this, right? You can only dictate what happens in your car. Like I can't go to the white car and be like, hey, you guys can't do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they would try to do that, right?
To the
Now,
lesser
mind
numbers.
you, I'm coming from medium. So like, I'm seeing it, and where I was at, this is Big Springs, right? The blacks was just going for anything. Like, they're like, okay, yeah, you smoke. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna smoke. What? Hell no. So we're going, bro, I'm gonna do what I want. So we're already clashing, right?
You're causing riots.
Yeah. So they're like, we're already kind of having some tension, right? They're like, well, you're not gonna mess up our time. I say, you ain't finna tell me how to do my time.
Yeah.
So they got somebody out of there, right? Now, mind you, my brother, right? He used to punch on this little thing, right? He missed it one day and he hit the wall, so his knuckles were bruised. So when there's any type of altercation or fight, they're gonna do what they call a check, right? They're gonna make you take your shirt off, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna look at your back. They tell you look at your hands. They're gonna go like this. Turn around. They're gonna look to see if you got any marks, anything like that. So they took my brother because he had them things on his hand. They were like, oh, okay, it was him. He's the one that fought. So automatically I got angry because they was like, okay, y'all kept telling me that I'm messing up your time, but now you messed up my brother's time. So I went to the rep. I said, hey, it's gonna be a problem. If my brother ends up getting in trouble, it's gonna be a problem. Dude comes up to me. Hey man, you need to watch how you talking before you get hurt. What? Well, fuck you. They come like this. They literally surround me like this. Like I'm literally surrounded, right? I'm not finna go out like that. I tell him again, I double down. Fuck you. Who's gonna do it?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of y'all gonna do it? Really? Like, come on.
Yeah.
They was legit scared. No lie.
Was this prior to you getting stabbed or after?
This was after.
So you didn't have no fear no more.
Yeah, I didn't have no fear. I had already been in a riot
stabbed.
before. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, this dude comes in front of me. Knock him. Bow, bow. Another one comes. I dropped 3 of them. They then come, because they were surrounding me, they came from behind me.
They got
laid down. They all like laid down on me. And then I fell to the ground. And they stomped me out. I ain't gonna lie. They stomped me out. Bad, too. I ain't even gonna lie. Only thing is, I was covering my face, so I didn't get what you call it, but I'll show my brother. My brother, I had boot marks on my back, bro. I was bad. They did me bad, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, they jumped you.
Yeah,
like,
they did me bad, bro. You get what I'm saying?
You one person.
I'm not
So I'm not
laughing,
gonna
but-
lie. Like, I'm not racist at all, but
It's a different level.
yeah, when I see them now, like,
you just like
I'm like,
let
okay.
me stay away.
like, not even stay away. Like,
Like what's
if
up?
you play with me, just know. If you know, you know.
I got some built up
They
better not
animosity
disrespect
towards
you
you.
at
At all.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
that
crazy.
was that
Was
was
there
a
a
situation.
lot of natives in there?
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, so this is the cool thing. So
Figured you would want to
yeah.
know.
So look, when the disparity was so bad that we actually allied with the natives there. So I don't know. It could have been in another prison, but we're probably one of the few where the whites, the blacks, the natives and the Asians would ally a little bit because
There were so
yeah,
many.
there were so many of them.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we allied with the natives. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Or they're called chiefs. That's what they call themselves.
Okay, that's
sometimes.
not cool. Let's
Chiefs.
change the subject.
No, I swear. No, hey,
just
that's
kidding.
self-proclaimed though. Like that wasn't a name they were given. They
Yeah.
called themselves that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's crazy though. Was there ever a time where you realized, like, of course you're not gonna be the same person, but where you just ended up like saying, like, man, I really went over a boundary I didn't ever expect to like go over,
In terms of what?
like yourself, like things you would do. Or like things you thought you would, well, of course you would thought you would never do, like
Yeah,
get stabbed
'cause,
and all that
look.
stuff. Did you have to rein in kind of that mindset when you got out?
I realized that I'm more dangerous than I thought because I didn't really fight too much out here. You know, I got into fights before, but like I said, you don't really know. And when you're in that cell, and like I fought this one dude, right? We're friends to this day. Free my boy Trip, man. So my boy Trip, right? Cornbread fed from Amarillo. Shout out Scrub Nation, right? He huge, right? Like Phase on Love type dude.
Yeah.
Right? So I ain't gonna lie, like he didn't like the way I was talking. The nigga punched me in my mouth. Automatic, boom.
Shocking.
Hell yeah. But the funny thing was I automatically clicked and went at him. And we went and we was tussling and I was bow, 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 bow. And he grabbed me, he slammed me, and we was going at it for a minute, right? So the next day, he walks up to me and I'm thinking, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not gonna lie, he got me too, by the way. I took an L that day. For sure. I definitely took an L that day. He said, you know what, youngster? I respect you. He said, a lot of these pussy ass niggas would have let me beat on them. He was like, I ain't gonna lie. I tried my hardest to get you on the ground, and I couldn't. And you fought back and gave me a couple blows. He was like, you a real one. And ever since that day, me and him were close after that.
Yeah.
And we was cool after that. And until this day, that's my partner. I ain't gonna lie. We went at it, yeah. He's like, I ain't gonna lie. A nigga your size ain't gonna be able to do too much with you. That's what he told me. Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah.
So you gained some stripes that
yeah,
day.
yeah. He came
Tussling with
and we
the-
friends that day. I ain't gonna lie. He got me. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely took an L for sure. But you know, I made it do what it do, and I did what I could, and
He
shit,
respected
we
the
friends
fight
to,
in you. Huh?
yeah, we friends to this day. Yeah, that's my partner, man. Yeah.
Well, we got one question. William Peace II said, "What's the best book you read in there?"
Did you read? Did you do a lot of reading?
I did. I
Yeah?
did do a lot. That's why it's kind of hard. I read a lot of good books. So there's this book called Start Late, Finish Rich. That's really good. Especially because it teaches you how to save money. Us as black people, like, for instance, like I had a hard time saving money because, you know, my parents weren't rich coming up, and clearly, I like the nicer things in life, right? So when I have money, I like to get nice things. I like to have a nice car. I like to have a nice watch. I like to have a nice chain. I like to have, you know, and then not only that, I want my daughters to have nice things. So I have a hard time spending money, but that book opened my eyes to saving money, you know. So just a quick tidbit. So he has this thing called the latte factor, right? Now everybody's latte factor is different. The reason why he calls it the latte factor is because a lot of Americans get up, they go to work, but before they go to work, they go get that coffee, they go get that latte, right? So then what he does is he adds that up. So let's say it's $6. He's gonna do the math, right? He's gonna do, okay, you're working 5 days a week, you do it every single day. So we're gonna go 6 times 5, right? 30 times 4 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Times 12 months. And he's gonna break that down.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna show you like what you're spending your little things on, to things where we're like, oh, it's only $2, it's only $3, it's only $4.
Oh yeah. I have
And then
it.
it shows you exactly how much it adds up.
Like, you
And then he
spend-
breaks it down to 5 years, to 10 years. Okay, if you put this in an account and make a nest egg, you could have this in 10 years,
Yeah.
right? And it really, it puts things in perspective, and he shows you, different things with stocks, and it's some things that I'm gonna use definitely, So that was a really good read. The second book that I really, and I still read to this day too. It's like, um, it's called The Art of Human Chess, right? It's by Pimp and Ken, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really good book. If you're a hustler out there, if you're an entrepreneur out there, if you're trying to start a business, I highly recommend you get uh, the Art of Human Chess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good book. Um, it tackles the psychological aspects of hustling, um, of trying to open up a business, of trying to be successful, of how to get yourself and put yourself in positions to win. Really good read by Pimmy King. So y'all definitely go check that out for sure.
Well, I got a few questions actually. um, what was the first thing that hit you when you walked out like the gates of
Oh,
prison?
joy, emotion, pure joy. Like you walk out. Okay, so when you go in, right, you're always going in through this like cage or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk out, it's just free, right? You're just looking, you're like, dang, I'm free. So then I go down. Um, my mom, my brother Will, and my daughter Mila were there.
Mm-hmm.
So they see me. First thing, it was just joy. I hugged them. My daughter was so happy to see me. It was just joy. Like I was taking in everything. I'm looking around. You know, Couldn't nothing be bad that day. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was just happy.
Yeah.
It's an emotion. It's really good emotion. Like you're just happy. Like that's really all I can say. Is you're excited. You're happy. You're just like I'm free. Thank you God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And have you felt truly free yet, or is that still coming? Like since you've been out.
So there are hardships when it comes to this, right? There are. You got to go through. You got to go to the halfway house. You got to have a PO. So you're not truly free, but I'm a glass half full type of guy. So no, I'm not all the way free, but I don't have to carry my shank to the shower anymore.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have to watch my back at every fucking turn. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get to get outside food. I get to see my daughter
Yeah.
regularly. You get what I'm saying? I get to be with her.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. I get to see my family. You get to have the joys of women, right? Because that's one thing too. And I'll say, and like some people will say, oh, he's a simp or he's women. I will tell you, like I know men be like, oh, these females ain't nothing. Go without them for 5.5 years and see how you feel about women. Like I love women. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like you see the beauty in every woman that you see. Like you'll see the beauty in her from being gone because you're just like you're used to these dudes and testosterone all the time. So like every woman I see the beauty in. Like you're like, oh, she got some cute cheeks. Like you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
really crazy. Like I know it sounds funny, but like
And probably even
Yeah.
just like the touch of a woman
right,
is
the
like
touch
really
of a
different.
woman. The smell of a woman.
Yeah.
The conversation with a woman. Everything about a woman. Like I definitely cherish women, and I definitely like. Yeah,
Well, we got to
definitely.
get some claps for that.
Yeah, big ups to the women, man. Because if you don't have them, best believe you miss them. Trust me.
Definitely. Do you think after being out and all that stuff that you would maybe use this to help like other men or even just people in a predicament?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like I said earlier in the interview, like these YNs and these dudes that I see a lot of music videos nowadays with the guns and the that's all they doing and they shooting. We gonna shoot the ops and ops around the block and all that stuff. For you young men, there's a place for you. I promise you that. There's a place for you, and they will put you there. And you can go there, and you can continue to do the things you're doing, but I promise you it's not fun being there. Like, you can say what you want. You the hardest. You the dangerous. You whatever. But there's a place for you, and I highly advise you to do something else because when you can't see your family, there's nothing cool about not being able to see your family. There's nothing cool about not taking care of your responsibilities, seeing your daughters, seeing your sons, seeing your family, seeing, you know, just living life in general. There's nothing cool about it. And if you on that path, they're gonna get you. It's only a matter of time. Either they gonna get you or the streets gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
So, make a choice, man. And that's really what I would tell them,
Yeah. And make the right choice.
Yeah. Cause there's a lot of people who, they they hype the feds up and they hype prison up, and there ain't nothing cool about this shit. I'm just being real. There ain't nothing cool about it. Like, I don't walk around like I'm doing this, just for a topic with my boy. You get what I'm saying? And really to deter people from doing it, not to glamorize it. I want people to know that out front. This ain't to glamorize this. This is to deter you from going there because it really ain't cool. I got people in there right now that's so tired of it. Like, yeah, it ain't cool, y'all. So don't go.
Yeah. Well, we're at 8:03.
We're at 8:03. So that's our time for tonight. We probably gonna have to bring Twan back more so we can get some other little stories, talk about some other topics. He is also a rapper. So next time he's here.
Oh, next time I hear, I will be on the bars, and then we'll probably have a more lighter topic too, a more joyful topic. Yeah. But I will be spitting a freestyle next time I come, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, he want to get y'all some of them bars, and we hear some.
Yeah. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to Nirvana. Thank you for having me, man. It's been
no problem, man. Anytime, definitely.
Thank you for coming and speaking about this. I know sometimes it's a hard topic and stuff to discuss. So telling your story, I think, really probably helps someone. Like, if not just one, like someone will see this.
Right.
And realize, maybe I can go down a different path.
Yeah, this will definitely change somebody's life just by hearing the stories that you've been able to tell.
Right.
Somebody be like, yeah, I gotta chill out because I'm not meant for, doing nothing like this. So I'm sure this will bless somebody. If not, it's already blessed me on just knowing how you can't take life for granted, man. You gotta just, whatever cards you dealt, you just gotta learn how to deal with them and make the best of them.
Right.
Because it's easy to get in trouble, but it sounds like it's real difficult to get out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, sometimes you just gotta check your emotions and, sometimes you just gotta let stuff ride.
Yep.
Because you still got the freedom. You still got your family. You still got bigger things to look up to.
My pops told me this one time. He said, it only takes 5 minutes to get in trouble. It'll take you 10 to get out.
Definitely.
10 years to get out.
Definitely.
Definitely. Just one split decision. Somebody cut you off in road rage. You get out the car. Just some, one little quick little punch can land you in the hole. Like you said, minimum 7. Minimum.
Yeah, minimum.
So 5 minutes of anger cost you 7 years of your life that you could never get back. And unfortunately, there's times where in those 7 years, you might have family members that pass away or, different things like that where you can't get that time back with those people. So, it's definitely an eye opener.
Yeah. We definitely have more comments on, I think, YouTube than
Yeah, YouTube was
YouTube,
live,
everyone
yeah.
was chiming in. I have a whole bunch of comments and stuff just showing you love and all that stuff.
You got you have a couple? You got a couple? I'll answer it.
Yeah. It's me P said no more taking the little things for granted. He said dig that Maya guy. Dior, I think that's Stasia said that's 100. So it's just a lot of people showing you love.
Oh, appreciate it. Everybody who shows love, everybody that follows me on Snap and my journey. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, shout out your Snap so people can follow you on there.
Rich homie Twan.
There you go.
Right.
Rich homie Twan. Follow him on Snapchat, man. He's also a great barber. So if you in the Albuquerque, Rio Rancho area, you need you a little haircut, something like that to get fresh for the weekend, to get fresh for just because it's Tuesday, whatever the case is. Twan is the guy to go to. He does great haircuts.
Yes, book with me. I'm at the Right Image Barber Lounge. It's 1431 San Mateo Boulevard. I take walk-ins. I also do appointments. So just get at me, and I'll definitely take care of you. I got plenty of work you can see. And, yeah, check me out, man.
There you go. So check him out, man. But that is our time for today. So we will be bringing Twan back. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is another great episode of Unmatched Podcast. I'm your host, Andre. Lovely wife, who's the co-host, Nirvana. And we out, man. Catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.